In the humid lowlands of south-central Mexico, an ancient mystery lies dormant, carved in stone. These are the Olmec colossal heads, monolithic sculptures that defy time. 17 of these enigmatic monuments have been unearthed to date, each a silent witness to a bygone era. They are remnants of the Olmec civilization, considered the mother culture of Mesoamerica. This civilization flourished between approximately 1500 BCE and 400 BCE. The heads are massive, with the largest standing over 11 feet tall. Their weight is equally staggering, ranging from 6 to nearly 50 tons. Each sculpture is a portrait, not of a god, but of a man. These men were the powerful rulers of the Olmec city-states. The heads were carved with a startling degree of realism and individuality. No two heads are identical. Each possesses a unique character. They wear distinctive, helmet-like headdresses, which vary from one statue to the next. These headdresses may have signified lineage, personal achievements, or the specific name of the ruler. The belief that the soul resided in the head was a common one in ancient Mesoamerica. This likely explains why only the heads were immortalized on such a grand scale. The creation of these monuments was a monumental undertaking. The raw material was volcanic basalt, a hard and dense stone. These boulders were sourced from the Sierra de los Tuxtlas Mountains. This location was often more than 100 kilometers away from the final placement of the heads. The Olmecs accomplished this incredible feat without the use of the wheel. They also lacked beasts of burden to pull the heavy loads. The transportation of the stones remains a subject of intense scholarly debate. It is likely they used a combination of brute human force, sledges, and log rollers. Vast teams of laborers would have been required for this task. They may have also utilized large balsa wood rafts to navigate the region's extensive river networks. This would have required sophisticated knowledge of currents and engineering. The carving process itself was another marvel of Olmec ingenuity. The Olmecs had no metal tools, so they could not use chisels in the traditional sense. Instead, they used harder stones, like jadeite, to painstakingly peck and grind the basalt into shape. This process would have been incredibly slow and labor-intensive. The fine details were likely achieved by drilling with reeds and using sand as an abrasive. Some heads show evidence of having been painted, though the colors have long since faded. Archaeologists speculate they were once vibrant with reds, purples, and yellows. A fascinating discovery is that some heads were not carved from fresh boulders. Instead, they were recarved from earlier Olmec monuments, specifically massive stone thrones. This act may have been symbolic, transforming the seat of a ruler's power into his eternal portrait after his death. It connects the ruler's life, his reign, and his legacy in a single, powerful object. The purpose of the heads seems clear. They were potent symbols of power and authority. Legitimized the reign of the leader they depicted. Their sheer size and the effort required to create them sent a clear message about the ruler's influence. He could command immense resources and manpower. The heads were typically arranged in lines or groups at major Olmec centers. This suggests they formed part of larger ceremonial or political complexes. However, the ultimate decline of the Olmec civilization is shrouded in mystery. Around 400 BCE, their major centers were abandoned. The reasons for this collapse are still debated by historians. Theories range from environmental changes, such as the silting of rivers, to internal social strife or invasion. Intriguingly, many of the heads were deliberately buried around this time. Some show signs of intentional mutilation before their burial. This could suggest a ritualistic killing of the ruler's portrait upon his death. Alternatively, it might indicate a rebellion or the conquest of one group by another. The invading force may have destroyed the symbols of the previous regime. After their burial, the great heads were lost to the jungle and to memory for millennia. Their rediscovery began in the 19th century, sparking renewed interest in the Olmec people. The first head was reported by José María Melgar y Serrano in 1862 at Tres Zapotes. He mistook its features, suggesting an Ethiopian origin, a theory long since discredited. It was the work of Matthew Stirling in the 1930s and 40s that truly brought the Olmecs to light. Stirling's excavations at La Venta, San Lorenzo, and Tres Zapotes defined the Olmec heartland. He unearthed several more heads, confirming them as part of a distinct and ancient culture. Today, the heads are housed in museums, primarily in Mexico. The Museo Nacional de Antropología in Mexico City holds several prominent examples. The MAX, Museo de Antropología de Jalapa, has the most extensive collection. These stone faces are the most recognizable legacy of the Olmec. They speak of a civilization with a complex social structure. A society capable of organizing labor on an immense scale was necessary. They reveal a deep reverence for their leaders. Heads also showcase remarkable artistic skill and sensitivity. The ability to create such expressive portraits in stubborn stone is astounding. Many questions, however, remain unanswered. The exact methods of transport and carving are still not fully understood. The Olmec language is lost, so the heads cannot speak their own history. We do not know the names of the rulers depicted. We can only refer to them by their archaeological designations, like San Lorenzo Colossal, Head 1. The full meaning of their headdress symbols is still a matter of interpretation. The Olmec left behind no extensive written records like the later Maya or Aztecs. Their history is pieced together from stone, pottery, and earth. Colossal heads are the most powerful pieces of this puzzle. They are a testament to the ingenuity of the first major civilization of Mexico. They challenge our understanding of what was possible with ancient technology. The faces in the stone continue to gaze out over a world that has profoundly changed. They remain a powerful, silent enigma, their secrets locked within the basalt. The Olmec heartland was a tapestry of rivers, swamps, and lush jungle. This environment was both a source of sustenance and a significant challenge for transportation. The city of San Lorenzo is where the earliest known heads were created. This city reached its peak around 1200 to 900 BCE. 10 of the 17 heads were discovered at San Lorenzo. Later, the center of Olmec power shifted to La Venta. La Venta was notable for its massive earthen pyramid, one of the earliest in Mesoamerica. 4 colossal heads were found at La Venta, guarding the ceremonial complex. The Olmec diet consisted mainly of maize, beans, and squash. They also supplemented their diet with fish and local game. Olmec society was highly stratified, with a ruling elite at the top. Below them were priests, artisans, and a large population of farmers. The rulers likely combined political and religious authority. This concentration of power was essential for commissioning the colossal heads. The Olmec were skilled artisans who worked with materials other than basalt. They are famous for their exquisite carvings in jade and serpentine. These smaller objects often depict were-jaguars and other complex mythological beings. The were-jaguar appears to have been a central figure in Olmec religion. This supernatural being combines the features of a human and a jaguar. The Olmec also developed a system of writing and a calendar. though few examples survive. Their cultural innovations would profoundly influence later Mesoamerican civilizations. Their ritual ball game, a hallmark of Mesoamerican cultures, likely originated with the Olmec. Rubber was first harvested and processed in this region. The name Olmec is not what they called themselves. It's an Aztec word. It means rubber people, a name given in reference to the region's primary product. Their original name for themselves is lost to time. The faces on the statues are often characterized by full lips and broad noses. These features are rendered with a naturalism that makes them feel like true portraits. Some scholars have noted that many of the heads appear to have crossed eyes. This may have been a feature considered noble or divine among the Olmec elite. Sheer logistical challenge of the heads cannot be overstated. It would have required years of effort for a single sculpture. The social organization needed to feed and direct the workforce was immense. This implies a stable and prosperous society, at least during its peak. The mutilation of the heads remains one of the most compelling mysteries. If it was an act of ritual termination, it suggests a complex relationship with power. Perhaps the portrait's power had to be neutralized so the next ruler could ascend. If it was rebellion, it tells a story of social upheaval and the fall of kings. The truth likely varies from head to head and site to site. Olmec legacy is not just in stone, but in the cultural DNA of Mesoamerica. Their innovations in art, architecture, and religion laid a crucial foundation. The colossal heads are the most tangible link to this foundational culture. They are a profound statement of human will, artistry, and power. Each face is a biography whose text we can no longer read. The enigma of the Olmec heads is the enigma of the Olmec people themselves. Who were they, and what became of them? The stone giants offer few answers, guarding their secrets with stoic silence.